Welcome into Bengals Breakdown presented by Prize Picks. The Bengals schedule is here. The energy is up for the 2026 season. If you're with me on that, hit that thumbs up button and like the video right now. The Bengals schedule is out there. We went through the matchups, the dates, the times. We went through a lot. Sunday Night Football, Monday, Thursday, Madrid. A lot happening with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now it's time to do some predicting. What will their record be? We're going to have some fun with some scores. Don't hold it against me too much unless I'm completely right. Then we'll own up to it in that respect. We got the schedule. Now we will react to it. One thing we did not have when we put out our video earlier yesterday was the preseason schedule for the Cincinnati Bengals. 2 home games. Gotta love it. More hoo-day, right? Weeks 1 and 2 will be home against the Lions and Bears, and then Cincy will go to Philly. Look, I actually like the preseason. I think it's fun to watch the guys try and earn their jobs and earn a spot on the team and whatnot. So that'll be fun to have 2 home games there. And if you missed it, here is the Bengals 2026 schedule. They open at home against the Buccaneers, then hit the road to take on the Texans and Steelers in weeks 2 and 3. Week 4 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 5 against the Miami Dolphins, and week 6 is their bye week, followed by the Baltimore Ravens. Should be noted, the Bengals starting at 1 o'clock for essentially the first 7 or 8 weeks of the season with some prime time coming up. Titans in week 8, and then the interesting games begin. Madrid, that's Spain, baby, 9:30 a.m. Get your coffee for that one. Another, I don't consider Madrid prime time. Steelers, Sunday Night Football. That one is going to be interesting in Cincinnati, and then you'll travel to Washington for Monday Night Football to take on the Commanders. Saints, and then we have confirmed it is in Cleveland, week 13 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Then we go to week 14 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That one, nice to have at home. Week 15 against the Panthers. 16 against the Colts. Rounding out the schedule here, New Year's Eve celebrating Bengals and Ravens on Thursday Night Football, and then week 18 at home against the Cleveland Browns is how the Bengals will finish their regular season schedule in 2026. Predict it. Get after it. Come on now. Predict the Bengals record in 2026. Think hard. Maybe you need to wait till the end of the show. I respect it. We'll have this as our pinned comment, so be sure to predict it right now. All right. We've got week 1, Tampa Bay. Again, nice for the Bengals to start out at home against the Buccaneers. It is Baker against Burrow, right? That is going to be the big matchup here. I think Tampa is one of those teams that just did not get better over the offseason. They lose Mike Evans. I don't know that they recouped anything crazy. I feel like they're a mediocre AFC team, and if the Bengals have the hype, the energy, the hot start we all want to see, they'll take this one 27-17 to get the season going at home. On to the Houston Texans in week 2. First road game of the year. I think the Texans are going to be a good team. I think this will be an interesting matchup, but I have the Texans taking this one 31-30. First road game of the year. Tough one for the Bengals, but we'll see them bounce back, hopefully, in the future. The next week, it is back-to-back away games. At the Pittsburgh Steelers is the next one for Cincinnati. Division play, always tough in the AFC North. We knew it. These games specifically, in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, slogs. Always just very awkward, weird games. I've got the Steelers taking this one. I'll say Rodgers, no Rodgers, whatever they end up with. The Bengals just not always overly great in Pittsburgh. Steelers winning that one 21-17. Let's take a look at my Prize Picks lineup of the day. We've actually got a season-long lineup for you guys to take a look at. Dak Prescott, big year for Dak. That's what I'm thinking. That's what we're hearing around the Chat Sports office. More on his 27.5 passing touchdowns for there. How many times have I said big year Burrow? I'm owning up to it on this lineup. Joe Burrow, more on his passing yards. And again, this is a season-long lineup, as much as you can do daily lineups or season-long lineups on Prize Picks. Also, play alongside all of us here at Chat Sports. Get $50 when you play your first $5 entry with code HMA. Link is available in the comment section and description of today's video. That is code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Continuing with the schedule for the Cincinnati Bengals. Tough start for them there. I had them losing back-to-back games against the Texans and Steelers. They will get it going against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. 24-13 is my prediction there. I am a huge believer that the Jaguars are going to trip over themselves fault this year. Just not going to repeat of what they did last season. That's my personal prediction. That's how I'm feeling about this one. So I've got the Bengals winning 24-13. If you're enjoying this video or any of the other coverage that we've had with the schedule release, remember, it's free to just hit that sub button and subscribe to Bengals Breakdown. Easy to do, free to do, and you'll become a better Bengals fan because of it. So be sure to subscribe right now. The Miami Dolphins are one of the teams that I have noted as a little bit half rebuild, half not rebuild, either way dysfunctional. 31-10 beatdown I've got for the Miami Dolphins. I think the Bengals will absolutely handle their business going down south and taking care of the fish there. And a nice time to have a bye week for Cincinnati. Little early, but I think it's a good opportunity to get your legs back a little bit before you take on the Baltimore Ravens in Week 7. You're headed to Baltimore, which again, this snaps a streak of 4 straight years of primetime games in Baltimore. This is not a primetime game. I've got Baltimore taking this one. It is always a great matchup between Lamar and Burrow. I think it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a close game. I've got the Ravens taking that one. Then it is the Tennessee Titans at home, another team I have marked down as rebuilding, figuring things out. A little more talent for them, no doubt. They've spent some money in free agency and changed coaches. Beat down. That's my prediction there. Bengals taking it 35-10 over the Titans in this matchup. Feeling pretty good about the start here for Cincinnati as we've talked about the schedule. My question for you guys, what is the percent chance the Bengals make the playoffs? Give them a percentage. Give us a percentage. Do you give them a good chance to make the playoffs? Let us know down below. Then it is Week 9, taking on the Falcons in Madrid, 9:30 a.m. I consider this a all eyes on the Bengals, that sort of prime time, not the time of day. I think Cincy gets it done. I think it'll be a weird week to travel and get adjusted and get everything set, but I do think the Bengals, the NFL has set it up for them to kind of be the stars of the show here, and they should own up to it in what is a neutral road game, 28-17 in that one. The Steelers, can they get some revenge on Sunday Night Football? Again, we don't know about Rodgers yet. We're just not sure, but we are getting into the NFL season. Guys are getting beat up. The weather's changing. I got another slog here between the Bengals and Steelers. My prediction on that one, 17-13. The Bengals gutted out at home on Sunday Night Football. Not going to be pretty, but they'll take it. Commanders, I would predict Jaden Daniels does not play in that one. I think he will get hurt. I think this could be a weird Monday Night Football game. One of those games where just Daniels is out, so nobody really wants to watch, and the Bengals will just take care of business. That's my personal opinion. I don't have Washington having a great year. I think the Bengals will take care of business here and get it done pretty easily. 27-7 is my prediction on that one. I know, with the schedule coming out, everyone is excited to see the Cincinnati Bengals in person. And that's why we want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's show, SeatGeek. You can use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. The MLB is in full swing. The NBA and NHL playoffs are here, and the NFL schedule is officially released. By the way, you can also now get World Cup tickets on SeatGeek. I love using SeatGeek. It's always the app I recommend to my friends when we talk about going to Bengals games, Cincinnati Reds games, any type of big event. We are checking out SeatGeek because they have your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots because green means good, and then if you see red, red means bad. And of course, I have a code for you guys today. Whether you are a new or existing user, keep that in mind. You can use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code CHAT10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. The New Orleans Saints at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. An improved Saints team, no doubt. A team on the rise. However, a team that is not going to come to Cincinnati and beat the Bengals in the later part of the season. Got to really start thinking at this point, playoffs and winning and taking things home, getting things done. That's what I have the Bengals doing against the Saints and a couple other teams coming up. 31-20. I've got the Bengals beating the Saints. The Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, week 13, traveling, not too far, about 3.5, 4 hours to get to Cleveland for this one. I think they've added some talent, no doubt. They've had 2 good drafts. They have not figured out their quarterback position. That means another disastrous year for Cleveland. I have Cincinnati taking this one in Cleveland, which is hard to do. They have not done often. Burrow has not done often. It's a good defense. 21-13 Bengals there. The week 14 matchup against the Chiefs at home for Cincinnati. Done a lot of good winning at this point in my schedule predictions. However, this one's going to be tough. I think this is the point where usually the Chiefs are pressured to save their season, heat up, look better, so on and so forth. And look, we hate this rivalry. It's tough to see sometimes. The Chiefs usually, I don't want to say own the Bengals, but they play well against the Bengals overall. I've got Kansas City winning that one 28-23. The Panthers stumbled into the playoffs last season. I do not have them bouncing back and looking better in 2026. A Bengals win here, 24-7. Go down, get some sun in Charlotte, snag a nice win, 24-7, and then get back to work because we got some games to win. Up in Indianapolis is the next matchup for Week 16, a trip to Lucas Oil Stadium. Look, I think teams just come upon weird wins every once in a while and weird losses, vice versa, right? The other side of things. I think this is just going to be a weird loss for the Bengals. 24-20. I have Indy beating Cincinnati in this one. The final 24-20 from Lucas Oil Stadium. Then the final 2 weeks of the year arrive. I think the Bengals are going to be under pressure to really make sure they get into the playoffs. Maybe even get some home field advantage in some sort of way, depending on what's happening there. And yes, as I said, it's been 4 years. The Bengals kept having to play the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore in primetime over and over and over again. When the ball drops, I am predicting that the Bengals will be 27-23 winners over the Baltimore Ravens on New Year's Eve. Who wins the North? Question for you guys real quick on today's show. Who wins the AFC North in 2026? Will it be the Bengals? Type CIN, Steelers, type PIT, the Ravens, BAL, or Cleveland, CLE. Pick your AFC North winner right now. And the Bengals will finish the 2026 regular season against the Cleveland Browns, which is how you want to finish the regular season. I know things were a little messy last year when they got towards the end against the Browns, but I've got them winning this one, sweeping the Browns in 2026. 24-17 Cincinnati getting it done. This should secure them a spot, maybe help them out a little bit with some home field advantage and whatnot. Getting it done against the Browns 24-17 to finish out the regular season. My prediction, my record prediction in 2026 for the Cincinnati Bengals, 12-5. Yes, I think they did all the right things this offseason. I think they've got good energy. I think they've got good talent. See about good coaching. Can they put it all together to win some games in 2026? I think they're going to play pretty well. I think it's going to be a fun year. Again, give us your record predictions down below.